You're watching the Bravo Network, providing filth for America's celebrity gossipers and other general content that no one wants to watch since 1980. Coming up next, our network's last hope at being taken seriously, Inside the Actors Studio with James Lipton at 8, followed by Project Runway at 9. Because who doesn't like watching grown men cry over evening gowns? Bravo, watch what happens. And now, Inside the Actors Studio, with James Lipton.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Today we got a great show for you. We have Dr. Kenneth Noisewater on the program, and he's going to be starring in the new film Jabberwocky, coming out this summer. So please welcome Dr. Kenneth Noisewater. So, Dr. Kenneth Noisewater, how's the flight?
It's quite long, actually.
Really?
Yes. The American airports are absolutely disgusting, I must say. There's trash everywhere.
Oh, okay.
Not a fan.
All right. Well, sorry that happened to you. How was it making this movie, man? When did you start filming?
We started filming about January of last year.
Oh, wow.
My schedule was absolutely dreadful. These American directors are complete crap, but I digress. The movie, it was all right, I suppose. The script was a little wonky.
Wonky? Like Willy Wonky?
No, it's, I don't know if you've heard of England. It's a country where I'm from.
Yeah,
and we invented the English language, and the word wonky is English.
Really?
Yes.
What does wonky mean, sir?
It means a bit off or a bit strange.
Thank you. Why? Okay, thank you. What was it like to make this movie?
What was it like to make this movie?
Apart from the terrible directing,
Well, I did get considerable pay, so I suppose that's fine, isn't it? As far as actually making the movie, I don't remember a lot of it because it's quite short.
Well, it's a film about, it's called Jabberwocky, coming out next July. It's wonky, as you say. They do a short thing about this monster, I hear. It comes out and it eats people and it's I don't know the ending. You'll have to check out the ending in theaters coming July this summer.
This summer, actually. I'd like you all to go because, as I've heard, American films, they do quite success. They bring a lot of money.
Yes, very instantly.
Although the conversion rate over to English pounds is quite bad now, so I want it to make a lot. I hope you understand it.
Okay. You don't remember any of the plot at all? Anything you want to tell us?
The plot of Jabberwocky. Well, basically, there's a monster who's played by my great friend. You know what? I don't know his name, but we're friends. And anyway, that's the monster. He comes in and, well, I'm sorry.
He jabberwalks.
He jabberwalks.
Yeah.
He really does.
Yes.
He goes against this tiny little hamlet in Hertfordshire, and he just completely wrecks the place.
Wow.
He does. And then some of the villagers, they get a little mob together, and they just go at it, and it's quite brilliant the way they phased in the CG. That's what computer graphics, I believe. That's what it's called.
Is that an English term as well?
Oh yes, it's what it's called in the business.
Thank you. So I hear that the movie Jabberwocky is based on an English poem. Is this true?
Yes, it's called Jabberwocky by Lewis Carroll. You may have heard of him. He actually wrote the Bible. He wrote the Bible.
He wrote the Bible?
He wrote the Bible. It's an English word that means big book.
So he didn't write the Bible?
No, he wrote the Bible. It's tradition is he wrote it on used napkins.
Oh.
That he found at a Spurberry's supermarket.
Okay.
He also wrote the Jungle Book.
Oh,
The Jungle Book, the Merry Wives of Windsor, I believe it's called.
Was that a movie as well? I think I saw that.
Yes, bare necessities.
Got it.
Mother Nature. Yes,
it's very good film. Anyway, so Louis, how did you get the rights to?
The rights for Jabberwocky.
Because Lewis Carroll is dead. I believe.
He is dead. He's been dead for about 1,000 years. But
He did write the Bible.
he did.
Yes.
He was an extraordinary man, but that's a different topic. What was the question? Sorry.
How do you get the rights to
The
something
rights.
like that? Because
Yes.
like-
Well, he's buried underneath an abbey in North Yorkshire, in northern England. And I don't know the particulars, but I do believe a ritual was involved at his grave site. There was a ritual.
A ritual.
Yes. And then you just signed it over. It was
That's
quite,
kind of
it
strange.
was easier than you might think it was.
Well, can you give us the like a general how this film or the poem affected society in its time, or will affect society when the movie comes out this summer, July?
July, yes, plug that. Jabberwocky did not affect society at all, and it won't affect our society at all, actually. It's a little piece of nonsense.
Really?
Yes, that people just used to scare their children with.
Really? Because I've heard some authors say that the poem Jabberwocky was written. Can you let me finish? Because I've heard of some. I don't know if they were English or not,
right.
but I'm going to. They wrote it for purposes of getting their minds off things when times were bad. They wrote it for someone to read.
I'm just going to stop you right here and just stop it, because you're wrong. There is no such thing as a bad time in England. Everything is orchestrated as to Her Majesty the Queen's plans.
Well, what about the plague?
The plague, there was overpopulation. It really solved that crisis.
Wow, that's dreadfully dark.
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
So let's kill.
There were desperate times in England, but no bad times.
3/4 of the population, is that what you're saying?
Overcrowding. What would you do in that situation?
I would not kill at least. All right, we got to go to a break. This section of Inside the Actor Studio with James Lipton is brought to you by WD-40. WD-40, it gets the job done. And welcome back to Inside the Actor Studio with Zach Wood. I am here with Dr. Kenneth Noisewater, starring in Jabberwocky, coming this July, and we have a clip to show you of the film. I do believe what part of the?
This part is basically when the Jabberwocky is about to attack some villagers.
Okay.
And you get to see their reaction.
All right.
It's quite brilliant.
All right, here we go.
Miller, hang on for a second. My daughter is running the house in her underwear with a Viking hat on. And I was going like, yeah, like daughter, like father.
Straight Outta Linwood is really wonderful because he has a studio here at the house and he writes and works a lot at night. And I'd be putting Nina to bed and we'd lay there and listen. We could hear it kind of muffle coming up through the walls.
Leave! I think it's going to be on the stage, which
Go!
I'm nervous about. She always wants to join me when I'm on stage.